Well, how do as someone who runs a business and has employees and deals with clients and everything else like that, how do you manage thousands of people? How big is your staff?
Big staff.
How big?
It depends on what department. In like the logistics department.
Overall, how many people in your company?
There's 12 like in my immediate. But then we use other networks to get a lot of the winning action. There's a huge network of like sharp gamblers. Wow. We all trade information.
This is a whole like underground society like that I have no idea even exists. You know what I mean? My name Vlad showed up and you were like, "Are you one of them?" I'm like, "No, I'm not. I can clearly tell you I'm not because I don't gamble."
I believe you.
You know, I don't have to make this up. I don't gamble. You know, I mean, I've done very well stock investing, so I just leave it alone. But
there's 12 people in my immediate group that handle onboarding, logistics, and payouts to the fans. And placing the wagers. I'm sorry.
Okay, are there contracts signed between everybody?
It doesn't really need to be.
Okay, but can someone sue you?
For winning them money?
Well, if you lose, there is no loss.
There's no loss. The only loss is on me.
Wow. Is this legal?
100% legal. Bro, you know how much yellow tape I had to go through? Oh my God. There's so much yellow tape. There's a guy, he's based, I think, in Atlantic City named Sharky. And he does the same thing that I do. It's the same, but I'm just much bigger than him. But he's been doing it for, I don't know, like 20 years or something. And he's had lawsuits. He's been to court so many times against the commission, so many times against the state, then he's won every time. It's not a crime. Bro, I went through so much yellow tape. You got to think with the size of my platform and my position in the community, like for sure, there's going to be prying eyes.
Well, right. You've actually gotten banned from playing Baccarat.
Right.
You're one of 4 people?
Yeah, correct. Well, there's more than 4 people that have been banned, but the other ones that have been banned for like obvious cheating, stuff like that. Like there's a family, I think it's called the Tran family. There were some of the members of the family were dealers, some of the members were pit bosses, and the others were like the patsies, like the players. And together they got in cahoots and like cheated casinos. So there's like a group of people there banned from Baccarat, but they were like actually cheating.
Well, you've said that you actually created some of the biggest tokens in crypto.
Yeah, we can move past the crypto thing.
Do you want to talk about it?
I did on Sean Kelly's podcast. My best friend is the founder of coinmarketcap.com. And way back in the day, like he and I started some tokens that were top tokens, yeah.
Do you still own big pieces of these tokens?
Maybe. I'd rather ignore my role in crypto.
Okay. I've always avoided crypto. Really hasn't been my thing.
Sure.
You know, I have a good friend, Willie D, who's made a ton of money off of it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that there's a term called there's many roads to Jerusalem, meaning that just because I made money a certain type of way doesn't mean that's the only way to make money.
I agree.
You know what I mean? I made money through stocks in my company. People made it through gambling. People made it through crypto. People made it through music or whatever else. So when I hear it, I say, okay, cool. But in the same way that you said, I'm not going to invest in stocks until I really spend a good amount of time figuring it all out. I said the same thing. You know, I didn't want to go through the whole fear of missing out situation where I'm just throwing money in because someone gave me a tip. I never touched crypto because I don't know enough about crypto.
Fair enough.
You know, and I think that's really most people's biggest problem is that when they get into what looks like a money-making scheme.
Crypto's a scheme, 100%.
Well, it's very easy to manipulate.
Yeah, I mean, it's not regulated. It's faceless, anonymous. It's all nonsense.
Well, and also when you look at, look, I own Tesla stock, for example. I don't have enough money to move the stock in any direction. Mm-hmm. You know, this is a multi-billion, it's worth hundreds of billions of dollars. I will never in my life have enough money where if I buy or sell, it'll affect the market as a whole.
Of course.
But if you take a relatively small coin, you could totally do a pump and dump.
Sure.
Extremely easily. You could make a post if you're popular, say, hey, everyone buy. Suddenly the price goes up. You dump it all. Everyone's left holding the bag, and you walked away with a couple $1 million.
We do that in sports betting. Exactly what we do. We find smaller sports books that not an extreme amount of money will adjust the line. So, like, let's say they get their data from, like, an originator, which is what everyone does, and the line is, like, +5, let's pretend. And we really want to bet one side of it. We'll make this up, $500,000 through multiple of our accounts and bet it on the side we think is definitely going to lose. What happens is it's adjusting the line because we know there's too much money up there that now the sportsbook has to adjust the line. And then we bet the other side at a way better price for $1 million.
Wow. Okay. So you do sports betting as well as cards and so forth?
Yeah.
Okay, but
I don't do sports betting in the commercialized typical way. Like I can't like sell you my picks. Like that's not. I don't. First of all, anyone who sells you picks is lying. Let's just get that out of the way. They're scam artists. But the way I do it, I couldn't even sell it to you. Like it's not how we do sports. Like we do like line manipulation and line discrepancy and stuff like that.
yeah, I interviewed Tim Donaghy, who was a NBA ref who went to prison for betting on games that he was
My
refereeing.
man.
You know about this?
Go ahead, tell me.
You know what this is? Okay. Well, what ultimately came out was it wasn't so much that he was cheating. He wasn't like making calls to help out his own bets. What he knew was based on his relationship with the other refs and how they felt about certain players. He knew, okay, if these referees are playing this game, this guy doesn't like LeBron, this guy hates KD, this guy's got beef with this other player. He knows already they're going to be harder on those players, and that's going to ultimately affect the game. And because of that, his percentages were a lot higher than the average person.
For sure.
Then he gets caught, and then they change the rules where basically refs aren't announced until like the game starts and people can't predetermine the situation. But yeah, I mean, I interviewed Pete Rose, rest in peace. He was betting on his own games as well. Since he was a manager, it was kind of a dangerous situation because he could adjust what players to take out and put in, and then that could affect the spread and so forth. Now, he claimed he was betting on his own games. They're saying sometimes he didn't, but once again, he's not in the Hall of Fame because of this. So, I mean, have you heard of actual cheating on the sports side in terms of the players themselves or the coaches?
Not really. I think that stuff's mostly kept. I think it's super rare that it happens, honestly. Mostly they all probably end up getting caught. And the ones that don't get caught did it on such a small scale and small sample size. I feel like there's so much liability there. And I'm really close with a lot of these top athletes. They don't even want to be seen publicly in a casino because they don't want to get in trouble. They have such huge contracts that they're like, why would I jeopardize it? Not even for cheating. Just if they're like, hey, we have a rule that says no sports betting. And I've been in so many conversations with like these top athletes where they're like, hey, we want to go to a casino. We have a rule, no sports betting. We don't want to get into a gray area being in the casino. Let's go to the casino, but let's not film about it. And I go, yeah, no problem. So I watch them like walk this line where they're like, we don't want no smoke with the league. I think it's super rare that happens, and so much liability that I don't know. I got no interest in it. I don't want to cheat. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm so past that in my life. I don't want to get in trouble about nothing.